feel like I can't do like this anymore because this is like 2 and I need to move on to 3. Hey guys, what is up? What's going on? It's your girl Ashley and welcome back to the channel with another 9 a.m. upload. Today I really wanted to just sit down and play in some makeup. I haven't done a full face of first impressions in a minute, and I recently went to Ulta and I picked up some stuff from affordable brands, and I also got a lot of stuff sent to me in PR. So I have this little bin right here filled with a bunch of new stuff that I want to talk about in this video. Is gonna be a good one. If you guys are new here or you just stumbled across my video searching first impressions, welcome to the fam. Welcome to the fam. What is up? Well, welcome to the fam. Press that subscribe button and also don't forget to turn on your post notifications so that way you guys are notified anytime I upload. Your girl's been uploading 3 times a week every single week. And you don't want to miss out on it, okay? So do that. Without further ado, we have so many things to go over. So if you guys want to see all of these first, then let's do this.
Lego.
We're super up close and personal right now, but I have a lot of things in my clear plastic bin that I want to share with you. The very first one being this guy. This is the Lemon Infused Brightening Mask by e.l.f. Cosmetics, and I wanted to, you know, give her a go. It says this sheet mask brightens the skin for a radiant looking complexion. I'm all about radiant looking complexions. It is a sheet mask. I'm gonna pop her out. Honestly, I want to know your opinion on sheet masks. Do you guys think they're worth it or do you think they're a gimmick? Let me know. Oh snap, your girl looking like Jason. Wow, it smells like lemons. It smells beautiful actually. You know what? I'm not even going to show you guys how to get a makeup look. I'm going to show you how to look like Jason. Plot twist. And you want to leave it on for about 10 to 15 minutes. You know what? What am I going to do for 10 to 15 minutes? Get on social media. Take some selfies.
Let me take a selfie.
Just gonna go ahead and peel this baby off. Ooh, y'all see my baby hair is all laid. I'm gonna go ahead and just work it into my skin. Apparently, you're not supposed to wipe off these little facial masks. You're supposed to let the product fully penetrate into the skin. And I am looking hella wet, so I hope it dries down pretty quickly. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna use is this. This is by Bare Minerals. This is the Good Hydration's Silky Face Primer. It's a hydrating primer. Honestly, I feel like I've used this on my channel before, but I do not have a new face primer to try and test out in this video. So I'm just gonna use this because I never use it on my channel really. And it's not new. It's been out for a while. I want to say I got it in PR like last year. It's a hydrating primer. You guys know I love hydrating face primer, so I'm gonna put this all over to really just give my skin some extra hydration and moisture, and I'm gonna put this all over and I'm gonna press it into the skin. Moving right along, I do have a new brow product to try with you. This is from M.A.C. This is the new Shape in Shade Brow Tint, and I am using the shade Spiked. No shame in my game. I had to pull up some specs on this particular product because I really wanted to do it correctly and show you guys exactly how to use the product. So it is a dual-ended product. On one end, you do get a felt tip liner, and then on the other side, there's a sponge that is supposed to set your brows down and in place. So it says that the wax-infused powder on the opposite end makes the brows smoother and gently holds them into place. And then you're able to create fine hair-like strokes with the liner pen. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm a little nervous because this is a new product for me and it's something that I'm not familiar with, so hopefully my brows don't come out looking all janky. We don't need that. Just gonna shake her, and I'm going to draw little hair-like strokes towards the very front of my brow. Ooh, I could work with this. Like, I feel like I'm creating like microbladed brows. Do you guys see those little hairs? I feel like this would be perfect to create like boy brows. You guys know that boy brow trend that's been going around everywhere. Flick a few pieces of hair. So my first impression on the product, it's not bad. What I really love about it is the felt tip. I love how it's able to create those fine hair-like strokes towards the very front of the brow. As I got towards the end, as you can see, like, she's a little bald. So I do feel like I need like a little bit more coverage. So I'm gonna flip it over and I'm gonna use the sponge powder, and I'm gonna see if I can kind of fill in this area to kind of give it a little bit more coverage. Like, I feel like I don't need that much coverage towards the very front, but a little bit more towards the tail. It filled it in, actually a lot more than I was expecting. So I'm going to take my spoolie and I'm going to comb it out a little bit. I'm going to keep testing her out. I'm just going to clean up the tail of my brow right here with a little bit of concealer because she's looking a little wonky. I've been working on my brows way too long at this point, so I'm gonna go in with the brand new multi-use sculpting concealer by Too Faced. This is their new Born This Way concealer. Y'all, check how huge this baby is. Like, she's massive. Like, I can't even get over that. It's a super coverage. I'm actually gonna use this as an eyelid primer because I do not have a brand new eyelid primer to share with you guys. And you guys normally know I like to use concealer anyway, so hi. I definitely get Shape Tape vibes from this. By the way, I am using the shade Vanilla, and I'm going to take this fluffy brush by Cosmetics, and I'm just going to go ahead and pat it all over my eyelids. One of the main reasons I like to use concealer as an eyeshadow primer is because it completely mutes out my eyelids. So if you have any discoloration or veinage or anything like that that you want to conceal, I feel like a concealer is just the way to go, because sometimes eyelid primers will be very, very sheer and they won't really cover up that much. I'm now going to go ahead and move on to the eyes. Now, there was a brand new palette in Ulta from the drugstore, so you guys know I had to scoop it up, I had to pick it up for you guys, and it is the Milani Gilded Desires palette. Like, look how beautiful this packaging is. Overall, I really do love Milani shadows, so when I saw this, I knew I had to have it. So this is what the colors look like, and are we thinking the same thing? I'm definitely getting soft glam vibes from this palette. I'm not mad at it. I want to say it retail for maybe about $15 or so. I'll actually link it on the screen so that way you guys can, you know, get a feel for the palette. So first shade I'm going to go in with is Crazy for Cocoa. I'm going to take it on a Morphe M441, and I'm going to go ahead and pack that in my crease. Ooh, do y'all see that pigment? Honestly, this is the softest brown in the palette, or the lightest brown, I should say. And it's looking a little dark. It's like a cool tone brown, which is all right. And I did not set down my crease or anything with translucent powder just because I really wanted the shadows to pop up to their full opacity. Honestly, setting your crease down with a bone colored shadow, that's so like 2014. Girl, we're in 2018. We're not setting down creases anymore. So I'm really building the shadow up right here. Holy pigment, Milani, we see you. Come through, come through. The next shade I'm going to use from the palette is the one right next to it called Time to Unwind. And I'm going to take that on a MAC 242 brush. I'm going to pack this all over the eyelid because I've come to the conclusion that I want to do a very burgundy eye for this look. So I'm packing her. I'm getting a little bit of fallout, but nothing like too cray. And I'm really just going to go ahead and work this onto my lid. I'm going to use this brush. This is a Morphe M507. I'm going to lightly diffuse this edge right here by just moving my brush back and forth alongside that harsh edge. And I'm going to stop about right here. I'm not going to diffuse the edge right here in the very inner corner because sometimes I notice when I do that, I start to look super angry, and that's definitely not the vibe I'm going for. So you just want to softly blur out the edge. So I definitely feel like there's some inconsistencies with the maroon. It's like patchy like right here in this area, and then it's patchy like in here and right here. So I definitely don't feel like it's because of my blending. I definitely feel like it is the shadow, but we're going to move on. We don't have time. So I'm going to use the black shade in the palette just because I'm really curious to see the pigmentation on that black shadow. It's called Black Tie Affair, and I'm going to pick it up with a Morphe M507, which was that small detailed brush, and I'm going to pack her right here on the outer part of the eye. And it does appear to be a pretty pigmented black, so I'm not mad at it. And I'm using a Morphe M507 because I really want to place the black right here towards the outer part of the eye. And I don't want to bring it in too much just because I don't want to create such a dark look, even though I feel like it's already getting to that point. I'm really going to work this black right here in the very outer corner and go in small circular motions. I'm going to pick up a little bit of Wind Down, and I'm just going to go ahead and buff it right above this black color right here towards the outer V, just so that way things kind of blend a little bit better. And I definitely feel like there's a situation happening with the maroon, so I'm definitely feeling like I'm going to have to cover it up. So I brought you guys in just so that way you guys can see the inconsistencies with that maroon shade. Like, I was hoping hoping to do like an all matte look, but that doesn't look like it's gonna happen here. So you can see it's like patchy right in here, and then right over here in this area it's like a little patchy. So I definitely want to cover it up with more of a shimmer shade. So I'm going to take Love Addict from the palette, which looks beautiful swatch on the finger, and I'm going to take it on a MAC 242 brush. I'm going to spray that brush with a little bit of Fix Plus just because that's how I roll, that's how I get down, and I'm going to put her all over the lid. So I'm going to hold my eye right here and I'm gonna pat her on. Honestly, that already looks like a million times better. That's really pretty. Yes. I'm gonna take the bronze shade in the palette called Just Bronzing Around, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to place this to the very center to kind of like add definition. I feel like that maroon shade, like all over the lid, it was just kind of like, you know what I mean? So I'm kind of like buffing this and mixing this in with the maroon, kind of creating more of a spotlight eye, but like not really. I'm actually liking this a lot better than this because this was just looking a little bit too like black and red, whereas this one has like some dimension to it. I want to go in with this shade right here called Champagne Wasted, which is a little bit more of like a pinky champagne, and I'm just gonna pop this right here in the center. That is pretty. So now that I cleaned up underneath my eyes a little bit, I'm gonna go in with an eye topper. Now I did see these right next to the Gilded Desires palette, so I don't know if it's new, and if it's not new, it's at least new to me. These are the Milani Hypnotic Lights eye toppers. I picked mine up in the shade Luster Light. These are very much comparable to the Stila eye toppers. They're super reflective. What? They're super reflective and beautiful. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put some on the very back of my hand, and I'm going to use this to create like a very precise edge in my crease. I'm now going to move on to wing liner. You guys know I battle with wing liner, but this is from Jouer. This is the Kitten liner. This is matte and it's jet black. I love me a good matte liquid liner. So we're going to, you know, test this baby out. It is a felt tip liner, by the way. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to create an intense cat eye wing. Alright you guys, so this is my cat eye. Honestly, I do really like this liner. It dries matte. It does have like a little bit of a sheen to it just because I went over right up in this area right here, but for the most part, the wand or the felt tip was super easy to work with. It wasn't too stiff, but it also wasn't too flimsy. It had the right amount of like tension, so that way I was able to really just flick my liner out how I wanted it. So good job, Jouer. I see you. Okay, so liner is done. I did a little bit of cleanup underneath the eyes. I'm now gonna move on to mascara. I'm gonna try out this mascara right here that was sent to me in PR. This is by Mallywood. This is the Smokey Mama mascara. You guys know how I feel about mascaras. I don't feel like you need to break the bank to get a really good mascara. Maybelline has some really good ones, but for the sake of it, I'm going to test this baby out and give her a go. I really like the top of this. I think it's really cute. And this is what the wand looks like right here. It's a very, very slim wand, so I may like it. Sometimes I feel like the really chunky wands get mascara everywhere. I like that this one is nice and slim. And it seems to be separating my lashes pretty nicely. I do have some new lashes to test out in this video, and they are by the brand Salon Perfect. These are the Silk Noir lashes in the style 650. So they're super duper pretty and like fluffy. I think they're gonna look amazing. They're not like too dramatic. I know in some of my recent videos I've been doing really, really dramatic lashes. I really, really like the way that these look though. They're very, very wispy. I feel like they'll be amazing in my freelance makeup kit, so I'll definitely be picking up another pair. I'm saying I'm gonna pick up another pair and I haven't even like tried them out, but they're really, really beautiful. I can't resist. I also wanted to note that the band on this is a no-show band, so it's clear, so you're supposed to see it a lot less. So it's supposed to give you the appearance that the lashes are kind of like growing out of your eyeball, and we all love that. I'm also going to use the Salon Perfect Get a Grip lash glue. This is the clear one that they have. You guys know normally I will use like my Kiss lash adhesive, but I also wanted to try this guy out, and it is one of those lash glues that's in a squeeze out tube. I'm going to put my lash glue on, let it wait for about 45 seconds, and pop them on. Alright guys, so these are the lashes right here. They are a little bit non-existent when I'm looking straight on into the camera, but when I turn to the side, you can definitely see that I am wearing a very natural pair of false lashes. I should have planned a little bit better. I knew I was going to do a dramatic look, so I should have picked out more of a dramatic pair of lashes to kind of, you know, match, but it's alright. Moving on to the rest of my face, I do have a new stick foundation to test out, and they are by Maybelline. This is the Maybelline Superstay Multi-Use Foundation Stick. It is a cream to matte formula and it has a precision blender on one end. I got a very dark shade, like the darkest shade that they have, so that way I could cream contour. And then I also got 220 Natural Beige. So this is going to be my all over face color, which is my normal face color, but we'll see if it's a little dark. Oh, I think that should work. It looks like it is more of like a neutral undertone. You guys know how much I love my Hourglass stick foundation. When I saw that Maybelline had a stick foundation out, I was very, very curious to test it out because I have been loving my Hourglass foundation so much. Like I said, this does look like more of a neutral undertone, whereas like my Vanish stick foundation is a little bit more of a yellow golden undertone. I mean, it looks a little like brown on my skin, but I think I can make it work. I'm gonna spray my Morphe sponge with a little bit of MAC Fix Plus just to get it damp again. And if you guys didn't know, Fix Plus does have glycerin in it, so it really helps products stick to the face, which is why I always spray my brushes when I'm applying my foundation with a sponge or a brush or even my eyeshadow. Honestly, guys, this is blending really nicely into the skin. Like, I feel like I didn't even have to work hard at all. Like, do you guys see? It literally melted into my skin. That's bae. Okay, Maybelline. Okay. All right, so this is pretty much what the foundation looks like. Honestly, I don't see myself replacing my Hourglass stick foundation with the Maybelline one, but that's just me. I also want to note how much product you get with the stick foundation. I bought this at Ulta for $11.99, so like $12. And I use it once, and this is like what I have. Also, this is the new one. Like, bruh, come on. Like, that's like barely any product for $12. Like, I feel like they probably spent more money on the actual packaging than they did the actual product. I feel like you should get a lot more product in here. Like, a lot more. Anyways, we're just going to go ahead and move on to the cream contouring. I am going to be using the shade 360 Mocha. By the way, there are 16 shades offered in the stick foundation. I'm going to use the blender side because I forgot to use it when I did my foundation. So I'm going to use it for the cream contour. I mean, I can't knock it. The cream formula is super creamy and it kind of just like melts into the skin. Am I a huge fan of this sponge? Not really. I feel like this is kind of like a spin-off of the KKW contour sticks. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna use this. I'm gonna switch over to a brush like this. This right here is a Smashbox Cream Cheek Brush. Oh my God. I feel like at this point, I'm just like screwing this whole thing up. Like, I look bruised. Definitely not a fan, but I'm gonna move on. I'm actually gonna try to make this work. I don't know how, but I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the Too Faced Born This Way new multi-use sculpting concealer. This one is in the shade Vanilla. So I'm gonna apply a little bit here and here to brighten. I'm gonna use this directly underneath my eyes to highlight, and I'm also gonna take it along the sides of my nose, hopefully covering up this orange nose contour situation I have going on. This concealer is beautiful, like really beautiful. Okay, Too Faced, I see you. I don't know if it's just me, I don't know, but I don't think I've ever come across so many misses in a first impressions video ever in the history of first impressions. But I'm gonna use this. This is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pore Illumination Radiant Translucent Powder. I'm actually gonna use this to set underneath my eyes, and I'm just gonna take it on my Morphe sponge. I'm gonna use the opposite side that doesn't have like all the foundation and stuff in it, and I'm gonna pat this right here to set that concealer in place. And it says it's an illumination powder, so it's supposed to illuminate. Ooh, do you guys see, like, it definitely has illuminating properties to it. Ooh, do you guys see how beautiful that is underneath the eyes? Like, don't mind the circles because I'm gonna buff that away when I add my face powder, which reminds me, I don't have a new face powder, but this is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte, an oldie but a goodie, and I'm gonna use this to set my entire face, and I'm also going to buff it into that under eye powder so that way I don't have a white cast or a white ring where I put that illuminating powder. Anyways, I did pick up some products from Morphe at Ulta. So I have the Brontour and I also have the High Impact Highlighter. So I'm excited to give these two a go. So I have the Brontour in this shade right here. I have no idea how to pronounce it. And honestly, I'm not going to do that to myself because I know you guys will roast me in the comments. So we're going to skip over the name, but I'm going to use the bronzer in here. I want to say I can mix them both together. And I'm just going to go ahead and do a little bit of bronzing. By the way, the brush I'm using is a Morphe M527. It's a little warm, but it's not terrible. I'm also going to take some alongside my jawline and chin. And with a Morphe E23, I'm going to pick up the lighter of the shade and I'm going to take it alongside my nose to add just a little bit of warmth. I'm just going to do a little bit of cleanup with some loose powder directly underneath my bronzer. And this is just my Collab Set the Stage Ultra Fine Loose Powder. For the Brontour, I don't hate it. I honestly like that there are two different bronzer shades in one. I like that this one is lighter than that of this one because if I wanted to use it for like bronzing the nose, which I did in this video, I can very much do so. So definitely not a bad buy at all. I'm now gonna move on to the highlighter. I did pick up the High Impact Highlighter in the shade Extra because you guys know I like to be extra. And I'm gonna take that on a Morphe M510 and I'm just gonna use this to highlight. Okay. Honestly, it's really pretty. Do you guys see that highlight though? I'm gonna dust away my bake. Moving on to blush, I have two blush shades from Essence. These are the Metal Chrome blushes right here. I think that these will look really, really pretty with the look. I'm actually thinking about mixing them together. So I have the Beauty and the Bronze, and this one is My Name is Gold, Rose Gold. So we're gonna do a cocktail and put this all over the cheeks. Gonna do a little smile. The blush does give off a really pretty glow to the cheek, so I'm not mad at it. I'm gonna use the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil called Double Life from their Born to Run collection, which reminds me, if you guys want to see a review on that collection, let me know. I decided to use the Milani palette because it was affordable, but if you guys want to see a look using the Born to Run palette, let me know because I do have it. And this is just a really pretty copper shade. I put it in my waterline, and then I'm gonna bring the shadows that I put in my crease onto the lower lash line, and we're gonna move on to the lips. And last but not least, guys, I would be using the Bad Habit liquid lipstick in the shade Broken Heart. These just came out not too long ago and they did send them to me in PR. They retail for like $6, so we're gonna try them out. Ooh, these are really creamy. So I feel like with the lip color, I kind of have like a monochromatic look going on. My camera, it actually died, so I had to wait for it to charge up. I went ahead and also popped on a new top because my other one had eyeshadow fallout all over it. Like, it was like literally all down my shirt, and it wasn't a cute look. The last and final product I wanted to test out in this video is by Morphe. This is their Continuous Setting Mist, so I'm gonna go ahead and give her a shake and spray it all over my face. It says that it is a microfine mist that sets liquid or powder with a radiant finish. So, ooh, that's pretty fine. The smell isn't too bad either. Dang, y'all see me, I am glowing. And just like that, you guys, this is the final and completed look. What do you guys think of it? Let me know in the comments down below. I will say, as a whole, I feel like everything came together. However, I'm not a huge fan of the Cream Contour Stick Foundation by Maybelline. I just think it's kind of like a for me personally. If you guys tried it out, let me know how you guys like it. And if you guys have any recommendations on how I could use it differently, let me know in the comments. As for the Milani Gilded Desires palette, I had high hopes for it, but unfortunately, I just don't think it's worth the coins. I feel like there's a lot of other great palettes out there, especially from affordable brands, that won't give you as much trouble as that one gave me. On a more positive note, I did really love the Hypnotic Light Eye Topper by Milani. This one is in Luster Light, and I kind of just put it right there in the crease to act as like a glitter liner. These are very much comparable to the Stila eye toppers for like 20-something bucks, so you can't really beat the price point on that. I also really love the Morphe products that I tried out, the Brontour and also the High Impact Highlighter. I think they're absolutely beautiful. if I do say so myself. Lastly, this concealer right here is Bae all day. I actually really love the coverage of this concealer. It did not crease or anything like that underneath the eyes. I did use the shade Vanilla, which came off a little bit too light on camera, so I'm definitely gonna play around with some of the other shades that they sent me, and I will keep you guys updated on my correct shade for this guy. And with that, that's all I have to say. If you guys like these kind of first impression videos, be sure to let me know in the comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys haven't already. I upload 3 new videos every single week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 9 a.m. So you guys don't want to miss out on that. Post notifications, turn them things on. And until next time, guys, I'll be sure to catch you guys all on the next one. Deuces. Are you still watching? I mean, if the answer is yes, you might as well just keep the marathon going by watching some of my other videos right over here. Odds are, if you guys like this video, you're gonna like some of my other ones as well. Also, don't forget to press the circle chilling right here to make sure you are subscribed to my channel. You don't want to miss out on any of my other uploads. Trust me when I tell you, it gets litty over here. So what are you doing? Join the fam bam. And with that, I should probably clean up this mess because there is a lot of shit on the table. Okay. Goodbye.